Happy Wednesday.
Hey, yeah, I mean, it's Wednesday. I don't know about how happy it is, but it is Wednesday.
That's true. I mean, I'm happy because I started my first day of work today, but it was also very stressful at the same time. So, you know what I mean?
I have to step away for a second because it's Preston's birthday, so I'm going to go tell him happy birthday before he leaves for work.
Sounds good. We'll say hi to everybody in the meantime. Hi, Words Have Power. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Snoop. How is everybody tonight? Hi, the Dark Magician. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm so glad to see you here. Hey, chronologically, it's been a long night for me. So I got a job on Monday. It's not what I really want to be doing at the moment, but I need income. So I'm working and I'm waitressing right now. So if any of you know how hard waitressing is, add that on top of they do everything at this restaurant. So they make the salads, they get the soups ready, they bust their own tables, they do everything. So it was, and it's a diner, so it's a lot of different food. You got breakfast, lunch, dinner, white plate specials, daily week specials. So it's a lot, but I'll get there. So, hey, Cooch, how's everyone doing? I look like a hot mess, but hey, don't care. How was your night tonight, Kim? Kim, can I hear you? I don't know. Her device was not working. I knew something was wrong. It's like I can't hear Kim. Well, it's been already a hell of a week, and I'm happy to be here with you guys. And I did tell the girl that was training me about our channel, so I'm hoping maybe if they let her leave early that she will be able to come join us tonight too. She was really awesome. So can I hear you now, Kim? Let's see. I don't know why it's not working. Technical difficulties, apparently. Let's see if I mute your mic. Oh, I got it. We got it. I can hear you now. Oops, I muted you by accident. Hold on, I'm unmuting. There we go. I can hear you now. I hope everyone else is having a good night. So it's Preston's birthday. Should we sing happy birthday to Preston? No. We don't want to know. You guys didn't do it to me. We won't do it to Preston. Because I know he'll watch this later.
Yeah. Is he watching now?
Well, if she's waking him up to say happy birthday, that means he's probably not watching right now. But he'll probably watch the replay. So happy birthday to you. Oh, that's awesome. I just realized it. That means Preston's birthday is a couple days after mine. That's awesome. So he's a Taurus too. That's why we all seem to be like, I was like, Jake and Preston seem very similar, and Jake's a Taurus as well. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yep, he's a Taurus and I'm a Cancer.
Yeah, well, Cancers and Taurus make good matches and good friends. So we learned that on Snapchat with our astrological sign thing that came up on Snapchat that day. It's hard work. You taught yourself a lot of patience. Yeah, it is. But so, I mean, I had a good first day. It was intensely crazy. So there was literally one girl there, and then another girl had just started. This is like her second week, but she had been fired previously, and she came back, and they really don't want her back. And I kind of don't want her there because then I can take the day shift, and that's what I want is day shift. And then another girl came in, and it just got crazy because there was only two girls that really knew how to do everything, and the other three of us are brand new. So happens. Just put a smile on, which you can't see your smile through the mask. So people can't see that I'm smiling.
So I've been having that problem throughout this entire pandemic because I don't usually respond verbally when I see someone. I'm not like, hey, I smile as an acknowledgement, like, yep,
Yeah.
I saw you. There you go. And you can't really do that with the mask on. And I've noticed that I'll be like back to my desk and I'm like, they probably thought I was being so rude because I didn't say hi or anything when they said it to me. I smiled behind my mask and kept walking.
And I was doing that all night, and I'm like, they can't even see that I'm smiling. But yes, you can smile with your eyes. You just got to bat them a little bit. One table did not like us at all. They were, those like older couple. It was an older couple and her friend, and they wanted everything, which was fine. I was happy to help them. But then everything was wrong. Like there wasn't enough salt in the salt shaker, and they wanted more bread, and we only gave them 3 pieces because there was 3 of them, and that's what they told me to cut up. And but they left us a nice tip. That was nice though, but they seemed like they didn't like us. She like questioned if the meat was well done enough. And I'm like, I don't even know what well done looks like. I just say, medium and eat it. I don't really know what medium looks like, or well done, or medium rare. So I got to learn all that, I guess.
So medium rare is going to be bloody inside. Medium's going to have a thick pink line. Medium well is going to have a thin pink line. And well's going to have no pink at all.
I forgot. I didn't have pants on with pockets, so I put my tip money in my... They didn't have an apron for me either, so I have to go buy my own apron, which I have an apron from previous waitressing jobs.
What's the name of this restaurant? The one that was going to buy Empire Records? You over there without any pants on?
Right? I'm like, what do you even want me to wear? I'm like, I'm wearing this, t-shirt. He's like, whatever t-shirt you want for right now until we get more in. I'm like, you don't want me to wear like a maroon or a black or the colors to match? So whatever, I'm going to wear t-shirts, I guess. So I was like, I wore the maroon because I saw on Monday night when I went to eat, they had the maroon shirts, but then tonight everyone had the teal shirts on. So I was like, bad night to choose maroon, I guess. But it matches all my eye makeup, which that's my favorite color to use for the ColourPop, which is the maroon and the wine only. So, which I have. Oh, I can show words because it's right here.
I'm wearing brown.
Well, you and your brown. I love the brown. This is the wine only ColourPop, and then they're very, very maroon. I love it. They look different on the camera because of the light, but I'll have to take a picture for Discord and put it in there for you guys.
It's a really pretty palette.
Yeah. When Stacy ever found it, I was like, oh my God, I need to buy it right now.
And there's a new one out right now too that's like mostly glitters. Like they're really pretty glitters. You can ask Jackie. I was like, I feel like I need all of that glitter even though I don't even wear glitter that often.
Yep. And the one that Words had power, that palette, which is all the different colors of the rainbow, and there was more matted and some glittery ones. I want that one because then I have every color to match all of my crazy OCD issues with matching. If I have this color shirt on, I need to wear that color eyeshadow. So I need that palette. Now that I'm working, I can buy it.
I really just put brown on like every single day. And then on the weekends, I play with my makeup and I do stuff I never would get up early enough to do on the weekdays.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. It's very regular, basic Betty makeup during the week. And it's just brown and almost barely there makeup for work. But on the weekends, I like to play with it. And I never leave my house with the bright, fun stuff. But I still like to pretend. I bought the Raw Beauty Christie ColourPop collab. That is one of my favorite palettes. Those
Yes.
colors are beautiful. And I have a bunch of different palettes that have glitter in them. Like I did buy the Tati Beauty palette when it came out. There's glitters in that one. Let me tell you, I hate glitter. It gets everywhere. It never stays on just your eyes. It gets
It does.
everywhere. And I can't stand it. And then it's in my eyeball. And then I just can't do
I
glitter.
saw that they have like this stuff you can put on your eye now to like
Glue.
hold the glitter. Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
for glitter.
Hey,
But I'm
Knuckles.
like-
Hey, Truffle. Hey, Cher.
How hard would that be to get off at the end of the night? Because
I love the glitter though, even though it gets everywhere. I love it because it just gives you that like little shimmer on your eyes. It's more
Yeah.
noticeable,
Well,
especially
I
when you have
like
to talk with
tiny-
your eyes.
Yeah. There's some, I mean, there's a lot of like shimmery. I mean, you can even use like highlighter to make shimmery eyeshadow colors. Just don't use your finger like some people. And kidding.
hang on, I think I
Or
have a dirty
Q-tip where you
Q-tip
lick
if you
it.
want me to look through my trash can.
Or KJ, where you lick the Q-tip and then
Oh, gross. Yeah. But I just, the glitter, the actual like chunky glitter ones, I just can't do it. And there is glue. But I'm going to tell you, it has to be hard to get off because when I put fake eyelashes on, man, that glue never comes off.
And see, that's what I'm like. I don't want to put something on there that I might rip eyelashes out trying to remove.
Well, that does happen.
Beautiful eyelashes naturally, but I'm afraid I don't even know how to put them on. Someone needs to teach me.
It's so easy. I was afraid of it for a while, but then once we started wearing masks last year, like right before the mask situation, I was like, I've got to figure out how to wear fake eyelashes like all the time, not just here occasionally here and there. And I did. I started wearing them every single day. And then once we were in masks everywhere, I was like, well, screw it. I can only do my eye makeup anyway. Can't wear lipstick. I've got 8 million lipsticks and lip glosses. So might as well figure out how to get really good eyelashes. And I did. And it's actually pretty simple, but it is a problem to like washing your face at night to get all that glue off is kind of annoying. And it will take your eyelashes out. Your natural.
No, I like my beautiful eyelashes.
Yep. Well, I mean, I like my natural eyelashes too, and just being able to put on mascara. So if when I wore them every single day for a while, it got to a point where I was like, okay, I don't feel like I have eyelashes left. And now I need to cool it and let them kind of grow back in.
Yeah, I have beautiful natural long eyelashes, which I thank my grandmother every time. And when you add the mascara, they make them longer. It was so weird when I put on fake eyelashes for the first time ever. They like were touching my eyelids, and that was a little creepy for me at first. But I got used to it, but I haven't put them on since because they didn't really stay on very well. And that was when I was testing out the different eyeshadows for the bridesmaid dress. So I didn't actually wear eyelashes for the wedding, even though I bought them all. I want to say,
I did the
Olive Garden
magnetic.
has the best breadsticks, by the way. Yeah,
I did the magnetic fake eyelashes, and I just used ones that were like a normal length. They just made mine look more full.
See, I'm not good at drawing the eyeliner on.
Well, that's interesting because I've used the magnetic ones too, and there's some that I like and some that I don't. And then some of them are like maybe what Stacy's talking about are the ones that you put together. It's not the magnetic eyeliner.
Oh, so like they go under and on top?
Is that what you use, Stacy?
No, I actually did use the magnetic eyeliner. It just doesn't go on like regular eyeliner. It's very precise.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's kind of like, I don't know, watery, I would say.
Yes.
It's a good word. So it is weird. And I would use the magnetic eyeliner, and I feel like I'm not good at drawing eyeliner either, so I never wear it. But that's what I love about wearing. I use black eyelash glue.
Okay.
So you draw it onto your eye like eyeliner. It's the glue, and then you just stick the lash to it, and it makes it so much easier. So it looks like you're wearing eyeliner, but it's actually the glue.
So it's like a glue pen kind of thing? Or is it just the glue?
I would suggest the Ardell black glue with the brush tip. It's not like a super glue tip where it has a hard end. it's like a brush tip. So it's like a little tiny paintbrush, and you paint it, you just brush it onto your eye, the glue. So you're not trying to put it onto a band. And then you just stick the eyelash to it, and it actually works out pretty well.
I'll have to definitely look into that.
I'll take a picture of the glue and send it to you so you can see. I learned that from Manny MUA, by the way.
Oh, Manny.
See, I like to watch people like put on their makeup and remember that I'll never be able to do that.
Yeah, they do it pretty good, and I'm not that good.
I do, however, clean my brushes regularly.
See, I thought I had the one that you were talking about, but I got Kiss Black, LA Colors, which are like little ones, and then Ioni. So, I don't know. I thought I had that one, but I have those eyelashes. I don't have the glue for the eyelashes unless it's hiding somewhere else.
Well, that eyelash glue works just fine. It's mainly having the brush to put it on with is the key. And I love art eyelashes. They're so cheap too.
Yes. And I love how pretty they are. They're so fluffy, some of them. And that's the ones I got.
I've thought about like using that stuff that they're like, hey, this can make your eyelashes grow thicker and stronger. But then you read the bottle and it's like, can also make your eyes turn brown. And I'm like, no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that stuff is really dangerous. I won't use it. I've used like lash serum before, and it makes your eyes sting. And I'm like, nope, we're not doing this. So I can't imagine putting that like Latisse or whatever on your eyes, on your eyelashes. And I know that the warnings that come with it are like may cause anal leakage. And I'm like, okay, good. I'm going to keep with fake eyelashes, not doing that.
I'm not knocking anyone that has brown eyes, but I'm rather fond of my eye color.
Well, I mean, if it changes your eye color permanently, that's pretty terrifying. Like what kind of genetic monstrosity is this I'm putting on my eyelash?
I've gotten really used to the way that my eyes look currently. So
yeah, please be careful putting anything near your eye. Yeah. I put the eyeliner, so if you can tell right now, it's kind of faded a little bit. I put the eyeliner on like the
waterline.
Yeah. That's how I was like always shown, and everyone does it now on top. And I'm like, girl, I like my eyes to pop, and the black pops them out when I do it on the waterline. So I'm still doing it.
Yeah, the big thing right now is to use like a white eyeliner on the waterline, and that makes your eyes, makes your eyes look bigger. It does.
You put a little bit of highlighter, something like right there, the corners, and then you put white eyeliner on.
Never heard about that. I'll have to try that out sometime. I'll have to find the white eyeliner first, but
yeah.
Oh, Cooch said she has her eyeliner tattooed. I know some people that got the tattooed eyeliner and the tattooed eyebrows and all of that. How do you like it? I mean, does it look good after like a couple years? I don't know how long you've had it.
I think it depends. I mean, we'll wait for Cooch to answer, but I know a woman who had her eyebrows tattooed on, and you can tell. Like it bugs me to look at her because they're gray now. Like they're a faded black, and she has dark black hair, and so it still looks like she's not penciling in her eyebrows. And so I don't know if she had it done a long time ago.
She said she had it done a few months before lockdown. So it's been a while now, because it's March was when they locked us down. So that would have been a year at least, or more. Obviously.
I have 5 tattoos.
Says brow ink is not the best.
Yeah, I'm sure it can, because I've not seen any of them that really look great. But I have 5 tattoos, and I am all for tattoos, but I cannot imagine my eyelids being tattooed, y'all. I cannot. Like, can you imagine that? Did that hurt?
That has to hurt, because my eyelids are very sensitive. So I can feel the pain already. Well, I have 15 tattoos,
and I don't know how many tattoos I have, right? 0. So if I won't let you tattoo me at all, it's definitely not
getting
going to
in
be
your
on the
eyes.
eye.
I don't know. Like, I got tattoos in some rough places. Like, the top of the foot really hurts a lot. I don't know. These are very sensitive.
My wrist, the underside of my wrist hurt really bad.
Really?
I have a rosary around my left wrist, and yeah, and mine's like further up towards my hand, and man, that sucker hurt. It like hit my it only hurt whenever I think it would hit bone in a couple of places, and that's where it was like super painful. But yeah, I've got them on my upper arm and they don't hurt. My back, not a problem.
Yeah. So, the back was the easiest. That was my first tattoo.
Yeah. And I have 2 on the back of my neck. Those weren't a problem either. Like, like almost like right where my neck and back come together, I guess is where.
Yeah.
So I have my daughter's birth dates across the back of my neck, and those didn't hurt at all. But man, this rosary was painful.
I can't. My wrist didn't really hurt me. I mean, maybe like the inside of, I forget these cameras are backwards. So I have love and I have pain on these fingers. And then I have, well, it's a heart. It's just, it was a half a heart that connected with somebody else's other half a heart. And then when I broke up with him, I got the other half on the other side. So it worked out well. But that hurt, if anything, my finger tattoos. But I mean, it's Wednesday. We normally just chit chat and we rant. What do you guys want to rant about tonight?
Who wants to go first?
I mean, I've already kind of talked. It wasn't really rant, so you guys can, one of you can go first.
You go ahead, Kim.
Okay. Well, before I start with my rant, and during my rant, Stacy's going to throw a screenshot up on screen for you guys. Right, Stacy?
Yep.
But before I start with my rant, I do have a very positive thing that I wanted to share with the group. I've shared this with the Sunshinery inner group, the mods know. But I did mention it on the channel a few weeks ago. So I just wanted to update everyone who maybe was there for that and wondering what's going on. So on Monday, as you all know, I was waiting on a motion to be determined in Alabama to send the man who caused the car accident in Alabama that took my mother's life. And he had filed a motion to not go to prison for his plea agreement. The motion was denied. Yay. And he is now in Alabama jail. So I'm very excited. We're happy that it's over. We're happy that we got we got our way. Justice was served. So, thank you everyone for the thoughts, prayers, for all the kind words over the last several weeks. Whenever I was going through that, all of you were really, really great to me. So appreciate that. Wanted to start there with a good thing. And now we can, go back to our rant. So my rant tonight is about TikTok. I am a recent TikTok watcher, I guess you could say.
I got you on there, girl.
Yeah, so I've only had TikTok for a week and a half or something. And I was perusing through TikTok today and I came across this specific TikTok where it was 2 guys and they're wearing these shirts that say equality on them. And they say, everyone's about equality for women, and we really want to take a stand for equality. And they go on to, at one point, he pretends he's on the phone and he says, "Hey, honey, are you finished building that deck out back yet? Okay, great." And then they talk about they're only 7% of the Deadliest Catch crew are women, and only so many percent are coal miners. So we want equality for women everywhere. We want them to be able to do all the jobs that men do. And this really pissed me off. I mean, rightfully so, but it pissed me off because, like, how dare you think that your coal mining job is like equality? Like, there are men who don't want to do that job. So why do you think that women are going to want to do that job? Why do you think that wanting a job like that has anything to do with equality at all? Why do you think that women are not equal to you? Because they don't build a deck out back or mine coal or whatever the hell it is that you think that they're doing. Like, how tone deaf can you possibly be to actually think something like that? And then it just got worse. So because then I start reading these comments, and this is my favorite comment. Second one down, you can see it on the screen. Nah, they want to be CEO, get paid $500,000 a year, work 5 hours a day, have 45 days of vacation, and have someone else to blame for their mistakes.
My God, I hate men. When they say things like that, I love men, but when they say things like that, it's like, no.
And also, I'd like to point out that the men in this TikTok are definitely have never been in a mine. You couldn't pay me to believe that they have.
And we play the TikTok, but unfortunately it has music, so we can't play the TikTok.
Yeah, well, you don't want to watch it anyway, because it's these two idiots in skinny jeans who think that they're some kind of like geniuses because they're being misogynistic assholes. And at one point, they even have a clip of him like pushing a lawnmower across his lawn. Well, let me tell you how many times I've mowed a lawn. A whole bunch. Me mowing a lawn doesn't tell corporations to pay me the same as they pay men. Like, let's just get that straight really quick. And then for Make 'em Go here that decided to comment this really asinine comment. I don't know a single woman who expects to get paid $500,000 a year for working 5 hours a day. And even if she did, good for her, because she must be really intelligent and have a really great job to do that. Secondly, 45 days of vacation is what? 8 weeks of vacation? Like, or 9 weeks of vacation. If you 5 day weeks, 9 weeks of vacation. There are people who get 9 weeks of vacation, you asshole. I get 5 weeks of vacation every year plus sick time. So that's not really a big deal either. And then why do you think that all women are going to A, make mistakes, and then B, blame them on someone else? So are you trying to say that we're so stupid that we can't do a job without making mistakes? So I'd like to know if he has a job where he makes $500,000 a year, or is he too much of a Neanderthal to actually understand how to do something besides type behind a TikTok? You sorry piece of shit.
Yeah, I agree. I mow grass, and before I got this job, I even said to Jake, because he works sometimes on the weekends doing the landscaping, which he did before he was doing the asphalt work. And I said, well, teach me how to use a stand-on mower, because I can't really use a sit-down mower because I'm 5'1", and the seat doesn't go all the way up for us short people for me to, do the triggers. And he was like, you would be a pro at it, because he knows that I can mow grass with a push mower and I would be good at doing it. And I was ready to do that just to make money. And thankfully, I'm waitressing, which is even harder. I'd rather be mowing grass. And my cousin's a lobsterman, and I did that for a full day for 15 hours on a boat. And that was the most fun I've had for 15 hours, but it was fucking hard ass work. And he said I did better than some other men he's had on that boat for months and months at a time. And he wishes that I would move up there so I could do that with him full time.
Yeah, well, more power to you because I would never ever go on a shrimp boat, lobster boat. First of all, I don't like boats. I mean, I like boats, but I don't like deep sea fishing boats.
Yeah,
And I've watched Deadliest Catch for 20 freaking years, and I'm
I
telling
love
you,
that show.
you
Yeah.
couldn't pay me to get on one of those things. There's no way.
It's not that
However,
big of a boat, though.
yeah,
Plus,
well, I mean,
there's
either way.
birds.
Birds. I'm terrified. So
There
there's no way
is.
because there's birds that like follow those boats around. Nope, can't do it.
Yes.
Not happening. Sorry, I don't think so. But here's the thing: I probably make the same amount of money as those guys because I have a really good job. I have a really good job. So, I think that saying really stupid things about women should be able to do the same thing as men and that makes them equal. There's a difference between equitable and equal. I am not equal to a 200-pound man that can lift weights. Like we don't metabolize food the same way. Our bodies are not the same. We are not the same. Women have different bodies. It is science, right? Like you
Yeah.
cannot you can't tell me that I am equal to a man that has a different build than me. And I can do all the exercising in the world, all the weightlifting, all of the healthy eating, all of the marathon running, and I'm still probably not going to run as fast as a man. And that happens. Unfortunately, it does. And I'm not saying that I'm not equal to a man, and I'm not saying that men are better or more physically better or anything like that. But let's face it, like just because we don't do physical jobs all that often as women doesn't mean that we shouldn't be paid a fair amount for the jobs that we do. And then, by the way, why don't you put in the pink tax into that? Because no one ever talks about the pink tax and the fact that we have to buy things that men don't buy and that things are more expensive for women than they are for men. Like, have you ever looked at men's razors compared to women's razors prices? It's fucking ridiculous. Excuse my language.
Horrible.
And it's called the pink tax. It's a real thing. I work in a company where I have over 800 employees, and I know how much every single one of those employees makes. And I am telling you that there are men out there who make more money than women for doing the exact same job. And it's the only reason is because men are more prone to asking for more money. It's more acceptable for men to ask for more money when they're negotiating pay. It still happens. And whenever there's a man sitting at the table with me and he's saying the same thing that I want to say, he's an intelligent businessman and I'm a bitch. That's the difference. So until we're equitable in the workplace and we have the same pay and we have the same rights to health care and we have the same prices, we don't have a pink tax to deal with, until we're seen as equitable partners in life that can intellectually add to a conversation, that's whenever we will have equal rights. And that's whenever we will be equal. But as long as we have these brainless morons on TikTok, we're not going to be equal. I do know one thing. I'm better than those two fuckers. I know that for sure. But they seem to think that they're better than all of us because they're men and they have a dick hanging between their legs. That means nothing.
Knuckles wants to know if they are boys or are they men, because TikTok usually is more younger.
They were adults. I would say probably in their 30s.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but to Knuckles' point, he's calling them boys because they're spineless little pricks,
Yeah.
So yeah, but they were grown men, and they very much were. And I think Cooch said they could grow up one day to be the face of a political party. I'm almost positive that they are behind a political party. I can't tell you for sure because I was so mad about it that I didn't look into like the account further. But yeah, if you go down a conservative road in TikTok, you're going to find these guys.
Yeah. And Truffle, I will use a push mower to do like acres of land. I've done it before to mow grass. It's a workout. I sweat it all out, and it's a lot of fun, and I don't care. So I've done that before.
So Kim, that's like the Bix for her. Do you remember when those came out?
Yes.
Like it caused like a huge
Yes.
controversy because it was like, oh, I could never use a pen before. You guys made one in pink. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. The handle is now a pink plastic razor, and that makes it so much better. It's the same damn thing as the blue one, but more expensive.
I mean, it does help when you have a male in the house, and he likes the pink razors for some reason. He thinks they're smoother, and I'm like, that's mine because it's pink, and yours is that. But he wants the pink one. That's fine. You can have the pink one if you think it's smoother. I'll take your male one. That's fine with me. I like yours better, anyways. I mean, they do the same exact thing. They do the same exact thing. They really do.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I buy Dollar Shave Club razors for me and my husband. And they just, because I don't like to go to stores or talk to people. So I just order things, right? So it comes directly to our door. And I actually really like those razors. But, and Dollar Shave Club has done a good job of now marketing to women. But when they first came out, they even like when you get their packaging and they have like a little newsletter that's in there that's kind of supposed to be like a book for the throne. You know what I mean? It's very much geared towards men. So it's amazing to me. Like, we don't have to shave under our arms too. No, I'm not shaving my face, thank God. But we do shave our legs and shave other parts of our bodies, and we do need razors. And I just think it's so stupid that they jack the prices up on things like sanitary products and razors for women. Our shampoo is more expensive. Like, give me a break. Why do we have to do all of this? And then we have these idiot men who are trying to tell us, well, if you want to be like us, then go build a deck.
I'd be happy to build a deck. See, I don't mind doing all of that shit. I'm that type of girl that I would do any of that shit. I will work on cars with my boyfriend. Maybe that's why my boyfriend likes me, because a lot of my friends are guys. I'm the one hanging out, doing the dirt bike shit, riding the dirt bikes with them and the quads, and working on the motorcycles and working on the cars. And I mean, maybe that's just how I was raised. My dad taught me to be well versed as a woman. But I can do anything. And I feel like any woman can do anything, just like any man can do anything if they put their mind to it. But when the men say, well, that's a woman's job and that's a man's job, that bothers me, because I will prove that man wrong and prove that I can do it better than him any day.
Well, there's no man's job, woman's job. Like, let's just get that straight right now.
No, there isn't
one. And
there's shit that has to get done, and somebody's got to do it. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Someone's got to do it. Exactly.
Anything that comes into my household, if it says assembly required on it, it's my job. It's not my husband's job. He does not like to put things together. It's not his wheelhouse. I put all of the things together. He has tried. We're trying to put toys together on Christmas Eve for the kids, and he does an okay job with it, but I always have to step in and help. So he doesn't like things that are assembly required, and that's fine. And, there's a lot of people who are like, well, men have to do that. Men have to put all the stuff together. Men are the ones that build furniture and build decks and whatever. I have mowed my own lawn. I do a lot of the yard work. My husband does a lot of it too. But you know what? I cook a lot and he cooks a lot. And none of that matters. It doesn't matter. Because guess what? I make more money than my husband. He's okay with that because I make a lot of money and I'm able to take care of our house. And it shouldn't be different like this anymore. And there's so many people who say things like that, like this is a man's job or this is a woman's job, or like, screw those people. If you hear that out of people, you need to turn around and run the other way, because that is not a real thing.
Yeah, I agree.
And see, I actually just really hate putting stuff together. So Preston does put everything together at our house, but he hates it too.
I
just win that argument every time.
Hey, If he can do it and he does it better and it's not going to fall apart, then let him. I
Well,
mean, I know when I do it and Jake does it, there's a difference because I know mine's not going to fall apart.
whenever I don't want to put something together that's come in and I want him to do it for me, I just pretend like I don't know what I'm doing and I'm going to go pull his tools out. And he'll be like, "No, you're not using my drill. Get out of here." And he'll put it together for me. But that's what I do to get things done that I don't want to do is I play dumb.
There you go. Well, hey, sometimes we have to use that to our benefit, I guess you could say.
I do not help him mow the grass because he demanded to have a riding lawnmower and we don't have a push mower and we live on a hill. So the whole time you're going down the hill, it feels like you're going to roll over. At least it does to me.
No,
and so it takes me like 3 hours to mow the grass because I'm going at like 1
That's
down
so
the hill. And so I refuse to mow it. That's totally his. Our yard isn't even that big. The push mower would have been fine.
Yeah. Well, we don't have a riding lawnmower. We have a push mower. And the only part that I don't like to mow in our house is where it slopes down behind the house into the lake. I don't like that part. Because the lawnmower wants to go all the way into the water and I have to pull it back up and it's pretty heavy and I'm pretty small. So it's kind of funny. And then if you try to mow it like on an angle, then you're literally like on a more than an angle going down the hill. Yeah. And it just doesn't work. So you have to like, just let it kind of fall down and then pull it back up. So I don't like to do that part. He does that part and he mows the lawn mostly, but the point is that I can mow the lawn. I'm not inept and, completely without reason, like without a brain. I don't think it takes much to do a lot of the jobs that they're talking about in this TikTok as far as brains are concerned. A lot of the things that they were discussing were like jobs of brawn. And there are plenty of women out there who have these jobs and do them better than men. So, when men went off to war in World War II, women took over and women ran factories. Rosie the Riveter is a very famous piece of art, and that is because of what happened during that time. Women can make cars, women can run factory equipment, women can run marathons, women can work in coal mines and work on a shrimp boat. Like it doesn't matter. But it's 2021 and it's time for people to stop acting like we are not equal.
Like I can go hunt a deer, kill it and skin it and cook dinner with it. And my husband can't do that.
Hell yeah, you go, girl.
He would be like, I guess we can go look for some vegetables in the woods to eat.
There you go. That's something I've always wanted to learn how to do. But I live in a city. I mean, we have a lot more deer in our city now, but that's something I want to learn how to do. I would love to go hunting and kill my own deer and skin it and cook it and all of that stuff. I feel bad because I love animals as well, so I feel bad after. As long as you're using it to eat.
I don't go hunting, but I did growing up. I got so many pictures, but I don't like deer meat, so I don't go hunting now that I'm an adult.
Yeah.
That would be wasteful.
Exactly. Hey, that Amber chick.
Hey, thanks for joining us. One more thing about this equality rant that I'm on. And I keep losing like my train of thought, but
I'm sorry.
I do want to. No, it's okay. It's totally fine. I do want to go back to this. When it comes to things like marketing for people, right? Like I was talking about with the Dollar Shave Club earlier. Even our marketing systems put us into boxes where it's marketed towards women and marketed towards men. And we that has to stop altogether. And I think that there's a lot to be said about not buying from places that do that. I'm not telling anyone that they should go and boycott. but when it comes to looking at when it comes to like trying to actually be equal and have equal rights, like we really have to do our part, because it's not going to change until everybody does actually speak up about it.
Very
So,
true.
that's my public service announcement for the evening. Thank you all for listening to my rant. I'll probably bring it back up tonight at some point because I'm that fired up about it. But
I
for
don't
now,
blame you.
we'll let it go.
No, like don't let it go, because I actually don't have anything to rant about other than you showing me that TikTok this morning. So we can just keep going.
But
Right?
I agree. I agree there. I mean,
I had a pretty great, like pretty good day actually. You know, of course it was at work, but other than that, it was a pretty good day.
hey, good days are good days.
That's awesome. I love it when it's a good day. I do have something else about this. Sorry, guys. Like this
No,
is
it's okay.
sorry. I promise we'll only do this once, and my rants won't normally be this crazy. Someone mentioned earlier in the chat that women of childbearing age usually get passed up for jobs, right? So please explain to me why women are expected to call out from work if the child is sick, not the husband. Please explain to me why we don't give women who are like single moms, or that women who can only work whenever their children are in school. Please tell me why we don't give them jobs, because we don't like their availability. So we don't hire them because they can only work certain hours of the day. Why do we discriminate against women when it comes to children? Like, why is it always the mother that has to stay home? Part of women's equality is having paternity leave for newborns as well, because men should be able to stay home with that child just as much and
Yeah.
bond with their child. But then also there are some women who are the moneymakers of the family, and they need to go back to work. So the men need to be able to take that time off from work. It bothers me that when I have employees or friends that their child gets sick and their husband refuses to take off of work and help, like they have to be the one who has to call out from work and jeopardize their standing with their own job for that child. And let's just put it out there that we probably shouldn't hold those people accountable. Like if you have a sick child and you have to leave work, why are we holding you accountable for attendance issues? You're not the same person that's calling out because they were hungover the night before, right? So it just, it makes me crazy that we're still on that phase as well. And that like, and I'm going to tell you a story. I was pregnant, and one of my coworkers and good friends of mine was pregnant at the same time. And she told our boss one day that she was pregnant. I was already like 6 months pregnant. She was very newly pregnant. And his response to her was, "Oh my God, I can't have both of you gone at the same time. How much time are you taking?" And she cried for days after that, because he didn't even say congratulations on being pregnant, right? He just freaked out because he wasn't going to have his strong support system at work. And he was afraid that we were both going to be gone. And he kept telling me, take one day off and then bring the baby to work with you. One day. Like, listen here, asshole. You may not have had to deal with it and you may not understand the difference, but women actually do have to stay home for a few days after they give birth. It's not that easy. Just going to throw that out there.
I've been told before that they wouldn't consider me for a position because I could still decide to have children.
Wow. And
you're not allowed to tell people that, but how do you prove that someone told you that? Nobody goes into a job interview with a tape recorder in their pocket. Like, I hope I can catch someone.
Yeah. Knuckles is right, though. Up in our area, I do know they give men maternity time as well. Well,
Maternity.
I don't know what they would call it because I'm not, I haven't had kids, but they give men that time also. I think they give them a month here in our state, where I'm not sure what they give the women, but I know it's a little bit longer because if they breastfeed, all of that. So, but I do know it's a little different than 10 years ago, yes, but it's still not the same amount.
And it really does we need paid maternity, paternity leave.
Yeah.
For, like, children are supposed to be the most important things that we all want to love and protect.
Right.
So you want them to immediately start out life with parents that are already stressed out with a newborn, who are also like, oh, I hurt really, really bad, but we like having electricity, so I guess I need to go back to work early.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Alexandra.
I agree with you. And so I do think that we need paid paternity and maternity leave. And I think that Amber Chick mentioned FMLA. So I know a lot about FMLA, and by law, you can take 12 weeks paid or unpaid leave with any company, and your job protected. You can take a leave of absence under the Family Medical Leave Act, which is a federal law, and you are job protected. However, that doesn't mean that the company has to pay you for those 12 weeks. You will not be paid during that time if your company doesn't pay you. My company does pay maternity leave and paternity leave. I work for a wonderful company that is really on the right side of progression and equal rights and all of those things. I like I said, my job is a good one. 30 years ago, it would have been unheard of for me, a woman, to be in the job that I'm in. But unfortunately, there are still people that work for us, for our company, that have these antiquated Neanderthal thoughts about things. And that's why sometimes men make more money and we get treated the way that we do, sitting around a conference room, things like that. But for the most part, like, I cannot tell you enough good things about my company when it comes to that. So, yes, you are protected, FMLA, for 12 weeks. However, like, most people can't afford it. They can't afford to be gone for 3 months and run through sick time if they even have that. So for the working class that doesn't have those extra safeguards, like, we really do need maternity and paternity leave. And then I also noticed that Rarely Cares did say, like, I'm the woman that wants to call out and stay home with the kids. And I get that. I do, because when my babies are sick, all I want to do is snuggle and love them and hug them. And sometimes I have to let my husband be the person that does that. Even though I want to be that person, I travel a lot. So there's times whenever I'm not even in town and the kids get sick, so I can't stay home with them. But we really need to make it where it's okay for either parent, that we don't expect it to be the woman just because she's a woman. And I think that's where I was going with that. That's my point. Like, there's so many men who would not even like offer to call out from work if one of the children was sick. They would just expect their wife to do it. And then we also give up careers to stay home with children too. Like, how many, there's not a lot of, we're getting better. There are more men who are giving up careers to stay home because their wives have really great jobs, but there's not a lot. Like, there are so many women who give up their careers, their well-paying jobs, things that, jobs that they went to school for, that they have college degrees for, that they're paying off student loan debt for, and they're staying home with the kids while their children are small. Because by the way, pink tax comes up again here too. Childcare is absolutely ridiculous in cost, like insane amount of money.
You would be able to afford daycare if you were making minimum wage.
No, it's easier to quit your job. That is the problem.
Yeah, and that's just ridiculous in my eyes. I know when my mom had me, my aunt had her son 2 months before me. So my aunt was happy enough to take me and watch me while my mom went back to work, because my mom needed to go back to work. Like, and daycare was just outrageous even back then, that my aunt took care of me and my cousin, and we were able to grow up together. But I mean, thankfully my uncle had a good job. If not, she wouldn't be able to have afforded daycare either. Like, and give up her career to, which she was a nurse at the time. So, I mean, but
Yeah,
my rant is
we were-
actually something to do with jobs as well. It's kind of weird, but
when we were growing up, my mom worked night shift and my dad worked day shift because they couldn't afford daycare. So they worked separate shifts. So that way one person was always home with the kids.
yeah.
And I don't know how they did it because, like, I'm sure they weren't getting much sleep having to, work like that.
My dad ended up working third shift, and my mom worked during the day. And that's when we were sick. My dad would take care of us during the day, and then my mom would come home from work, and she would take care of us so he could go to work. I mean, we did that too at my house. So I was used to my dad taking care of me, even though I probably wanted my mom. I mean, dad still gave me everything I needed.
And see, I would have absolutely wanted my dad because my dad was like much more likely to baby you. My mom's patience would wear thin after like the fourth time you'd call her in there for something you could have asked her for the first time. She'll be like, tell me what all you want and don't call me again. My dad, he would come in there like, what else do you need?
Not my dad.
Yeah. It's so my sister and her husband, they did that night shift, day shift. My sister was like, she was in medical school for a while, and he worked in the prison system. And so he would work nights, she would work days, and then it switched eventually where he was working days, she was working nights. I don't remember them ever sleeping. Like, you work all day and they're working 12-hour shifts, and then they're coming home and they have to actually do things with the children, like feed them and make sure that they're okay. So that would be a very difficult way to do it, but a lot of people do it out of necessity, like you said, Stacy, just because childcare is so expensive. $200 a week, that's actually pretty cheap for childcare.
That's not that bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still a lot of money, though. It's still a lot of money.
And you got to think, if you are making minimum wage, like I think minimum wage here might be like $10.
Wow.
So if you're making $400 before taxes and $200 of that's your child care, what the heck are you supposed to be paying your bills with?
Right.
Yeah.
They have to have a vehicle to get to and from work in most places, especially down here in the South. We don't have public transportation. Like,
no, and if you,
cities.
In order to afford to live, you're not living in the city you're working in.
No, absolutely not. So
you're out in the middle of some, place that doesn't even actually have city limits.
Right. And then you've got to think about, like, oh, well, they have to be able to get a hold of you and call you. You have to have a phone. How are you going to pay your phone bill with that money? How are you going to pay your electric bill and water bill? What's left for food out of that?
Yeah.
It's just not enough. Pay your bills with Lucky Charms. It's just not enough money. So you're right. Like, a lot of people end up sacrificing their jobs to stay home because of childcare, which this kind of turned into a completely different, turned into a side rant of the original rant that women are equal to men, by the way. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my rant was more for my new sister-in-law. She is a teacher, so she needs to find a summer job. And everywhere she's been applying has either denied her because she has a degree and she has way too much experience. Like, they would have to make her a manager because she has a degree and all of that. And she can't find a job because she goes to a fast food place and they'll be like, well, you don't have any experience, so we don't want to hire you because you've never done fast food. Or she goes somewhere else and they're like, well, you have a degree and we'd have to hire you for this kind of a position, not the one you're applying for, so we can't pay you that amount of money for that position. So she's struggling to find a job, and it's like, how can you deny? I mean, I've worked fast food. I'm waitressing now. Fast food is very easy to be taught to. That was my first job in high school. So how I just don't understand why she's getting denied so much. And I just think it's crazy that this girl who's so smart, went to college, has a degree, can't even find a summer job. And it's because they're turning her down, saying either she's too smart or we want people that are younger. That I don't get it. And I know I struggled getting a job, and I'm not doing what I want to do, but I'm doing it because I need the money. But it's just like, I just don't get why I wouldn't be able to learn up a job and then show what I can do and go from there. Because any job you can easily learn if you have the knowledge to want to learn and do it. So I just don't get where these employers are coming from with the things that they're saying to people. Like, I've been turned down saying, well, you have too much experience working in an office. You've worked in all these different types of offices. Why wouldn't you want me then? I have all this experience. You know, I'm capable of doing the job then. Why wouldn't you want me? I'm accepting the position as it is. I'm not asking you to have a better position just because of my experience. I just don't get it. And I know she's struggling and I feel bad for her. I hope my parents kind of buy an ice cream shop. They've been looking at an ice cream shop that they're trying to rent it out to people that want to run the ice cream shop. And my mom kind of is not liking not working as a retiree. She likes to do things, so she might be renting out that ice cream shop and selling ice cream. And then that would give her a job too. So, you know, I hope that they do that. But
So back whenever I was a manager at a restaurant, we had only so many people we could hire a month. So if I could only hire 4 people a month and 3 of those 4 people quit, I was short 3 people until the next month when I could hire someone again.
wow.
So I did not want to hire someone who would get started and then be like, oh, this really does suck, and then not come back. And if you've never worked before, I would have been like, ugh, should I risk you having a really bad first day and never coming back, and then us being short staffed for a whole month?
Yeah.
And then the overqualified thing, that's a big issue because it's like, I'm going to hire you, but as soon as a job comes open that's better, you're gone. And again, I paid labor dollars to train you for this job, and now you're gone, and I got to pay someone else.
I understand that. She's putting it out there that, listen, I'm a teacher. It's only going to be for these months for the summer, and I'm happy to even come back next summer and the summer after and the summer after that. And it's right now with the whole COVID and things opening back up, there are lots of jobs out there, and she can't even get a job working at like a craft store because they tell her she has too much experience. And
you don't actually have to
going
list
back to school.
You don't have to list on an application for a craft store summer job that you have a doctorate either. Like,
yeah,
Right.
she's just trying to be honest with them because she's the honest approach kind of person.
I mean, it's not being dishonest for you to not. That's just not.
That's what I
accommodating
told
the
her.
truth.
I said, just don't even tell them. You can tell them afterwards once you get the job, because people are going to do that and keep doing that if you keep laying it all on the table kind of thing. And yes, it would be nice to just lay it on the table like, hey, listen, I'm looking for a summer job and that's it. But unfortunately, if you're going to get turned down and turned down and turned down, she even said, like, I'm happy to work night hours after school to continue this if I need to. Like, maybe not full-time by then, but part-time or on the weekends. And they're still giving her a hard time. So I feel bad for her, though.
Well,
I do.
so
I see your point, though, Stacey. I do.
Yeah. Is she, so let me ask you this, because Stacey's correct when it comes, and this is a really good, like, lateral rant for what we were just talking about, because it kind of ties into discrimination as a whole and what we're dealing with as a country right now. And so, like, whenever someone goes and applies for a job, like with my company, there was a time back in 2008 when the market crashed. We could there were people who had doctorates who were applying for jobs that at that time were paying $8 an hour. And we would say you're way overqualified. You're gonna bolt as soon as you find a full-time job. You're not going to stick with this part-time job. And that was a risk for us, like Stacy said. And it is important because labor dollars do tie into people who are always hiring, like in my company where we are always bringing new people on. So that does happen. But secondly, like right now, I wouldn't think that people would be that picky because of how hard it is to hire. Like I'm telling you, if she were to walk in my doors, I'd take her. And that's because we need people so desperately that it's starting to get to a breaking point. Like we are now paying like referrals for associates. If they bring people in and the people stay for a certain amount of time, we're giving bonuses at this point.
Yeah. I think McDonald's is giving sign-on bonuses right now.
Yeah, we're giving sign-on bonuses as well. And you know, I know that the two of you know where I work, but I don't disclose that because it would be detrimental if, like, in a public area like this, for me to link myself to the company and discuss these things. So I don't ever disclose where I work, but I
even tried to tell her to apply to your company,
and
then I would give you her name. So they do, I guess, have one close by, so she's gonna try.
Good. Yeah, she should. I mean, you know, we're global, so, and it's a huge company. So like those types of things do happen. I would think that she would be taken in a place like that. Now, a lot of things that people also do is they're worried about a salary expectation with someone like that. Like, oh, I'm not going to be able to pay this person what they want. They're going to ask me for a minimum of $15 an hour, and I can't pay that for this part-time position, whatever. But, you know, like someone along the line is going to give her a chance. Like in life, there's always someone who takes a risk on somebody. I am where I am right now because someone took a risk on me. And it jolted my career into the direction it went in. I did not go to school to do what I do. You know, so there's like that will happen, but in hiring practices as a country, we do have a lot of discrimination. I talked about it earlier with the mommy shift, you know, and that's not just women. There are single fathers out there who can only work during those hours as well. And like, are we not hiring them because they don't fit within the availability that we need? Somebody mentioned ageism in the chat. Like, are we not hiring older women because they're higher liability for healthcare and all this stuff? And that's very true, you know. And then we don't hire people who are overqualified because we're afraid that they're going to run, and that we really shouldn't be. We should just give them the opportunity. But unfortunately, we do get screwed over a lot too. Like we'll hire people and 2 weeks later they're out the door. And it's not because it's a bad company. It's just because there's no loyalty right now.
And some of your biggest overhead is spent on labor dollars.
40% of our gross income in my company is put back into payroll. 40. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. Rarely care. I don't think it's the stimulus payments that people aren't going back to work. It's that they're making more money on unemployment with the extra pandemic relief funds that people are not going back to work because they're getting more to stay home and not do anything. And that's kind of what we're dealing with up here and where I live. I know that's a big issue. And I was one of the people that wasn't even getting a pandemic relief unemployment thing because I was 1099 before. And unemployment wasn't even, they denied me and denied me and denied me for the pandemic relief that I just gave up trying to get it, even though I know people that were 1099 and were getting the pandemic relief. And it was very frustrating. But I'm happy to work. I don't like sitting at home. So I'm one of those people that I don't want to be at home anymore. I want to be out.
Well, like, and I work with people that I know that if without the extra pandemic money, they would be bringing home probably about $300 a week from just regular unemployment.
Mm-hmm.
And the extra money right now is $300, which puts them at $600. If
Yeah.
they were working, the most they would be making is like $450, $500. So yeah, they're making more staying at home, but that should make you be embarrassed that you gave yourself $30 million bonus at the end of the year, and you
Right.
got employees working for you where making $600 a week is a windfall.
Very true.
Yeah, definitely a part that I very much disagree with is whenever there's um a lot of pork at the top, and they're not paying people a living wage. And you know, in corporations, to raise a minimum wage costs a ton of money, a ton.
Mhm.
Like, we are a global company. Just in the United States, we have 4,442 stores. And with that is, I mean, think about each store has about 100 employees in it. So the cost amount to raise a minimum wage to $15 an hour, which we're doing in a lot of states, is immense for a company. So we can't get there right away. But I don't think necessarily that it's just the money is the reason that people are not coming to work, because yes, a lot of people are making more money staying home right now because of the additional federal funding that was given through the CARES Act, to take care of people post COVID. That money eventually will run out, even though they're talking about it in Congress right now to pass another one and maybe extend it further. But that money won't always be there. What I think right now, and this is just my own personal opinion, is that you don't have to do anything to collect that money. So normally with unemployment, the states run unemployment. They do it themselves. It's not a federal run program. And right now is the only time that they're getting federal funding from it. Normally, when you're on unemployment, you have to submit a certain amount of applications to jobs a week, and you have to turn those in. Like, you have to go to interviews. The people interviewing you have to sign a piece of paper for the unemployment office. Like, you have to show proof that you've applied to all these different positions every week in order to collect your unemployment check. Since March of last year, you've not had to do that if you're on unemployment. So so it's easy right now. When it becomes
Yeah.
hard, when they have to start doing that again, there's going to be a lot of people who are like, maybe I should just go back to work, you know?
I know that that's something we do in my state, but they don't check unless they feel the need to check. So most people, when they are on unemployment, even when it wasn't COVID, they don't. A lot of the time, they don't check to see if that these people are applying for jobs either. So I do know. I know with COVID, it's made it a lot easier because they made the restriction saying you don't have to look for work. So just answer that you are, though, on number one until COVID's over. I did see that on the unemployment because my boyfriend was doing unemployment for the winter months. So I had to do that every week for him. But
Right. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, and it's a kind of a heavy topic too, because you know, we went through something we've not been through in our generation before, and we had to do something about it. Like, we had to help people. So, you know, I think it's a great thing that our government stepped up and started to do something about that. But it has, you know, there's consequences to every action, right? So this right now, we're living the consequences where the workforce just isn't there, and that will probably change. And yes, Florida does. Well, okay. Um, so in Florida right now, they're not checking, but our governor just mandated that starting June 1st, they will start requiring the applications and checking again for unemployment. So in Florida, it's going to change a little bit. And we
And
have,
my governor said he's not taking the federal money anymore.
yep. Yeah, I'm surprised my governor hasn't said that, because you all know who my governor is, and he's a pretty popular guy in the conservatives right now. But he's also very popular with liberals in Florida at this point, just because of the way that Florida is handling the situations, I guess. But anyway, yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't said that. But, you know, here, tourism drives our entire state. the hospitality industry is our entire state, especially where I live. And then in the southern part of the state where the cruise lines come in and out. So that's like the hospitality industry is putting a lot of pressure on the government right now to change something because people are going to start vacationing. We're starting to open up. People are vaccinated now. So now people are vacationing and we're not going to have anybody to help them. We're not going to be able to support those, that influx of business.
Yeah. And I know my cousins are visiting Florida right now for their holiday vacation. Knuckles makes a good point where he's saying, honestly, in my opinion, is that they should be giving something extra to the people who stayed at work, who still can barely survive on what they are making. I agree. I mean, I was one of those people for a while, and we were risking our lives with the interaction of people where we weren't getting anything extra. And it was kind of frustrating also. Like, I have to go to work and I have to interact with people that don't want to wear a mask either. And it's frustrating. It's like I could get sick because this person doesn't want to, because I have to go to work because my job is still open. And yet I'm not getting paid anything extra. And like even the nurses and the doctors that stayed in those hospitals during all of this, I feel like they should have got something extra. The EMTs, like all of those people that had to have firsthand contact with COVID patients and people that had it, like I feel so bad for them that they got nothing extra. And they're risking their lives. Like, I agree with Knuckles on that point. I mean, the people that stayed home, I get it. It was a struggle for me, but I wasn't getting anything either. It was a struggle. But the people that were working, I feel like should have gotten something extra too. Not just the stimulus checks that people got every now and then. It was like, 3 stimulus checks? So.
Yeah, I agree to a certain extent. Like someone made a good point in the chat that there were people who were unwillingly furloughed from their jobs and lost their jobs due to COVID. And we did need to help those people. Like that's what I meant by we did need to help those people. This isn't going to make Knuckles feel any better or anyone else, but like if you can get into a company that cares about you, you can find places where so I'll just tell you, my company, for example, since COVID, we've given bonuses to every associate 6 times, and discretionary bonuses just to say, thank you for coming to work through all the shit, like, thank you for still being here. And we just did another one. So, it's not a ton of money, but we are trying to stimulate that part of the economy to say, thank you for coming to work and what you've done and had to wear masks every single day and deal with all this garbage and, do all this extra cleaning to keep people safe and everything that they've been through. It's been crazy. So we have done that. I do think it would have been wonderful, for that to be something that's global and not just like within my company. It's just really hard because we, as a country, we already print too much money. Like we're already,
I know where Knuckles works. So for like him, it's a
Right.
family owned business where they probably weren't making as much as they would be making because people weren't coming in, and it was all done through takeout and things like that. And they couldn't maybe afford to give them even a bonus for them working. And that's where I was working, which was the law firm during COVID. They didn't care, and it took them until July to implement that we had to wear masks there at work. And I was wearing it in April when we all found out, March, April, when we found out that masks help. And I was wearing it, and everyone at work was making fun of me for wearing a mask. But it was like, we're still interacting with these clients and they're coming in, we're wiping. I was the only one sanitizing the office because they didn't think that it was such a big deal. And even people that got it in the office then came back and, but this is how the lawyer worked at the time, that he didn't care. And until people started making a big deal about people not having masks on and sanitizing the office and things like that, like, and then that's when he cut everyone in half and said, sorry, well, if you want to complain about it, then I'm taking half of the office out. And that's when I lost my job. And it was like the one person that cared the whole time, you're getting rid of me. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. See, so I think that like what we did was with whatever they were called, sorry, the loans, right?
Yeah.
We did the loans right whenever we went through our 14 days to slow the spread BS. It didn't do anything. That during that time when I was terrified that like the zombie apocalypse was happening and I wouldn't leave my house, that when all those loans were coming out, we should have done something, I think, maybe as a country, to say in here there's stipulations to these loans. Like you must give because you're getting this federal aid, like what Knuckles said,
Yes.
you should have to pay your employees and not furlough them. Like you should
Mm-hmm.
have to pay them hazard pay or something. Like your employees should get a percentage of this. Like that would have been nice to help people. And it probably would have been cheaper for the government too in the long run. But, the government's not one for making good decisions.
And listen, really, Kara, I understand. I had to wear a mask all night tonight during my first day at my new job. And it was a pain in the butt having to wear it, like just sweating because I was running around since I'm doing waitressing now, sweating, and it was just annoying, the fabric. I got to find a different mask. I think there maybe is better masks that will help for things like that. But the masks are annoying. And I get why some people don't want to wear it, but it was protecting everyone's safety at that point. And no one wanted to get sick or have this happen where they could get sick and die. It was just like that. You could be the healthiest of people and get this virus, and that was it. Like, it was unbelievable.
So we had something submitted to the Discord to add to our story tonight from someone. It says, I have a story to add to what you guys were saying, but too long to put in the live stream comments. I do consulting where we can work flexible hours. I heard about a situation where a female director was almost not assigned on a big opportunity because she couldn't work around 3 to 6 p.m. That way she could do stuff with her kids. Thankfully, someone more senior stepped in and was like, wait a second. Has this ever affected the quality of her work? And the team is like, no. So the more senior guy was like, if she can't attend all the important meetings, why can't she just sign back on at night? Needless to say, she was put on the project and she killed it.
Wow.
See? There you go. This is a good example of someone who put aside their unconscious or conscious biases and decided to do the right thing for a person because they're a person. We talk about treating people equally, and my saying to everyone and to everyone that works for me is we are equitable, we are not equal. What you need from your employer is not what this person needs from their employer. They are different things. The single mother needs this. The 55-year-old senior needs this. They're two different things. So how do we employ both of them and make it easy for them to live their lives and do the things that they need? Like that should be something that we think about as employers all the time. How do we make these people want to work for us and have a decent work-life balance that's going to fit? I don't want this person to quit because I can't accommodate simple needs that they have. And they're extremely intelligent people. So, there's a difference between making up, like, there's a difference between an 18-year-old kid who's like, hey, I can't come to work. I can't come to work. I can't come to work because I have like, I need to go hang out with my friends or, whatever. Like, and someone else saying, I can't come to work because my daughter is in a soccer game and I have to take her to soccer on Wednesday and Thursday nights from 3 to 6 p.m. Like there's a difference.
Hey, AT2. No, see, I've also had a different experience though as someone who's chosen not to have children. And I was the person on the other end that they were like, "Oh, Stacy can work every holiday because she doesn't have kids.
Yes.
Stacy can work the worst shifts because she doesn't have kids." And after a few months of that, it really makes Stacy very angry.
Understandable, because that's not fair either. That's not treating people equitable.
I'm like, I may not have children, but I still have a father on Father's Day or a mother on Mother's Day. You know, like I might want one of those days off.
Yeah. Yep. Or like people like me where my birthday is on Mother's Day.
Preston's falls on Mother's Day occasionally too.
That's true. Yep.
So like I understand too the frustration sometimes of you're not angry at the person because their child got sick, but you get angry at the situation that you always have to be expected to be there because you don't have a good reason.
Yeah. That's a good point. Like there's a lot of people who they would always give the like Halloween night, those shifts were always given to the people who don't have kids, you know, or their kids are grown. So they're not walking kids around the neighborhood. And it's one night, right? And there's times whenever you can switch off and do different things. But I think that in order to be equitable, we have to be so aware of everyone around us. It's not always going to be fair. It's not always going to be right. And it's not always going to be great. But it certainly isn't going to be two douchebags on TikTok.
That's true. I mean, my biggest
I was always given the closing shifts every single time because I didn't have kids. I always got to be the closing manager. Even when I would train another manager to do it, I would have to do their days off, or if they left or went on vacation. Like, it's so annoying to be the person that's like, yes, I want to stay up late at night just because I don't have kids.
Yeah, that's crazy.
When I applied for where I'm working right now, my biggest selling point was, well, I'm free all the time because I don't have kids right now, but I do plan on having kids in the future. But that was because I was afraid I wasn't going to get the job more than anything, that I was like, I don't have kids, so I can do open to close because they're a 24-hour place. So I'm willing to do even the late shift. I'd prefer days or, 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. if I was going to do that of all, but I don't like I like my nights. I don't want to be there from 4 to 8 tonight that I did my first night, but I get it. I was that person too. I don't have kids right now. So when I was that person that would get their shifts as well. I think, I don't know.
And I think there's some holidays that are geared more towards kids, and there are some that are more fun for adults. And so it's kind of a whole thing to do to make the childless person always work the holidays. Because how many people's kids actually stay up and make it to the ball drops on New Year's?
None. The New Year's people, like people with kids, I always work New Year's Eve and New Year's Day and let everybody else take off when I was in the field, because I knew that we weren't going to go do anything. I knew that my children were going to be asleep by 9 p.m. There's no way they were going to make it. So I wanted to have, I wanted to have Halloween night off to walk them around and trick or treat with them. I wanted to be able to get out of there at a decent hour on Christmas Eve, even though I would stay with my team and we would always get out together because we close early. But like that was a holiday that I gave to all the partiers. That whenever I was making schedules for associates in the field, I was giving it to all the partiers and all the people.
That's give me my holiday for. Like I wouldn't need it off now because I'm like, I don't know, I'm probably going to bed about 10 like I usually do.
Right.
Oh, like that's true. Well, you guys go to bed early.
You guys know me, like, well, if I took my allergy medicine, see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah,
Right.
you'll go to
I
bed
mean,
within 2 minutes.
you're lucky I'm still talking right now. It's 10:03 and I'm done. But, it's you make a good point there. So, I do think that we have to think of the needs of the person and be fair and rotate holidays and things like that. Like that just it doesn't make sense for one person to always do it. I have a friend in the company who just took a position in our corporate office, and as she was interviewing for this position, she found out she was pregnant, and this will be her first child. She's not told anyone because she was afraid she wouldn't get the job, and it's sad that that's actually reality. Even in a company as good as mine, she's still like, well, they might go with the other candidate if they know I'm pregnant and I can't fly around the country like I'm supposed to, or I'm going to be taking maternity leave in 8 months, and they might not want to take that risk on me. So she got the job, and then she's waiting to tell them. And I think we shouldn't have to do that. Sucks.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to move to Florida anyway, so I'm just going to take out your secretary one day.
You listen, my secretary is the best. I mean, that woman, I've told you, she like organizes my emails into folders. She is amazing. But I can probably hook you up with a really good administrative assistant's job. We don't call them secretaries anymore.
I can do that too. No. I'm very good at organizing things in folders.
I told you it's too cold. It's even too cold for me here in Arkansas, so I want to move further south.
Yeah, see, I'm good with Florida though. That's too hot for me, so that's why I'm not moving to Florida anytime soon. I prefer my winter holidays. My snow. I love my snow.
Well, you're the uncommon one because let me tell you, people are moving from your neck of the woods. People are moving to Florida by the hundreds of thousands right now.
Bye. See ya. Get the heck out of here.
No, Truffle. It'd be fun just to sit outside on your porch and watch the people of Florida. You're forgetting about that.
That's true. Yes. One of the podcasts I listen to, they always do the Florida because the people are dumb in Florida, and they have some crazy arrests in Florida. It just seems like because it's more of a true crime kind of thing, the arrests that happen in Florida are the craziest that I've heard. But I mean,
that happens really in the South in general.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Everybody likes to make fun of Florida, but if you're gonna come here, like it says in the TikTok, buy some jorts, commit a crime, get tased like a normal Floridian. Like you have to act like the Floridians. We're not all Florida man down here. There's a lot, but I think they mainly live like in the Everglades. So if you just stay out of that, you should be pretty good. In the cities, there's not lots of Florida men, but I could be wrong.
And Knuckles, why wouldn't you want to live in Cali? There are some
I will never live in
areas in California.
No, I will never ever live in California.
It's always a drought.
That's true. Gas is
fires
ridiculous
and earthquakes.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I like the Northeast, so I'm pretty happy where I'm at. So, if anything, I'm going further north, not further south. But that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I can't do snow. I just can't. Leanne asked me.
Oh, come on. You can snow.
Leanne
snow is fun.
No. She said, how far away from Destin, Florida are you? First of all, I love Destin, Florida. It should be called Destination, Florida. That place is beautiful. The sand is gorgeous. It is in the Panhandle on the Gulf. So I am not anywhere near it. I am in Central Florida. So drive time, it would probably take me about 7 hours to get to Destin from where I am.
So that's a pretty long drive. That's like me going to Maine.
Exactly, right.
But I didn't realize California was that bad.
California,
I knew they were higher in like prices and things like that, but people are saying that expensive weather, the stupid laws that they have, taxes
Stupid.
30% higher. Oh my God.
And they continue. I mean, the laws get dumber and dumber out there. One of the problems that they have is that they're basically a desert. So they like
Yeah.
the drought issue in California is like it's actually political now because like San Francisco is a desert. They pump their water in from a completely different area of the state. And it's like there's so many almond farms out there, and like the almonds are causing droughts because they require so much water to grow. Yeah, there's people who are like, don't eat almonds because it's they're taking all of our water. You should boycott almonds. Like, come on, whatever.
Wow.
But it is
You tell Starbucks to put my oat milk back in the stores, and I will leave your almonds alone.
I'm
There you
telling
go.
you, I drink. There is almond milk in my refrigerator right now. I don't care. I'm still going to eat almonds. They need to figure out the water system, like pump it from somewhere. They can.
You better learn to grow them bad boys in salt water. I don't know what to tell you.
And chronologically, that's what, see, when I think of California, I think you got the ocean, you got the mountains, you got the deserts, you got heat, you got the winter if you go up north, what the mountains are. That's when I was thinking of California, not thinking of all the other.
So you want to know what my favorite all-time Florida story has ever been, Kim?
Yeah, please. I love Florida stories. I have some too.
It's when the woman named Crystal Metheny was arrested for drugs. And it never doesn't make me like, I always laugh every time I think about it. I'm like, Crystal Metheny, her parents, first of all, they must have just known.
they just knew. That's funny. Oh my goodness. No, I haven't heard of that one. I love all of the ones where they're wrestling alligators. That's one of, always a favorite when you hear that some guy, single-handedly wrestled an 18-foot alligator to the ground and killed him or whatever. Like those are always good ones. But there's a giant population down here of drugs. Unfortunately, it's a big problem. And in the northern part of Florida, there's a lot of crime.
And Cooch said my favorite Florida man story is the guy who threw the alligator into a Wendy's drive-thru. That sounds pretty interesting. Not gonna lie.
I think those pain management clinics that were open back in the day did a lot to make the drug issue such a big problem in Florida and the surrounding states.
Yeah. Yes. And so there's the pain management clinics where methadone clinics are huge in Florida. There's a lot of them. And in like the 90s, methadone clinics popped up everywhere to try to get people off of heroin because there was like a huge heroin problem. It wasn't even crystal meth at the time, or fentanyl or whatever. It was just heroin. And so trying to get these people off of, we had a lot of like, we have the VA here. So there's a lot of veterans that live in Florida simply to have medical care. So that was a big issue. And yeah, those methadone clinics for sure caused like drug pockets all over the state. And they, like I said, they're mainly in the north. You will find them like down in Miami, but they're in places that you don't go to. And we're very good about hiding stuff like that. And when you come here for vacation, you see the resorts and you see all the beautiful stuff and you don't see the crime and the bad areas. Like there's a jail right around the corner from Universal Studios.
Well, and right before they start cracking down on like the hydrocodone and Percocet type thing, it was really easy to just walk into one of the pain management clinics in Florida and be like, I hurt, and then immediately leave there and go to another one because they weren't monitoring it. And people were bringing those even back across state lines to other places. Like,
yep.
Like it got bad.
Oh yeah, it's huge. Someone said, how much does an alligator weigh? Are you asking about like how much does an alligator weigh? Yeah, Leanne, Alligators they weigh a lot. I mean, they're
between 500 to 600 pounds on average.
yeah. Thank you, Google. Because they typically, I mean, and that's not like an 18-foot alligator. That's probably like a 9 or 10-foot alligator, weighs about 500 pounds, I'd say.
That's the average male American alligator,
Oh.
who's about 10 to 15 feet.
Yeah.
And Snoop is amazing and found the video where the alligator threw the drive-up window. We will definitely post that link in the description, and I will definitely check that out later for sure.
When you guys come down to Florida, we're gonna have to go to the alligator farm. It's loads of fun. You can feed the alligators, and you stand on these like walkways over the water, and it's like the little pellets. Like you put a quarter in, and you get the pellets, and you throw it out into the water, and the alligators are all they swim over to you, and you're probably like 6 to 8 feet above them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing out there and I'm feeding these alligators, and I realize I am on a wooden deck over water over hundreds of alligators. And suddenly, like, I felt like my legs were just going to buckle underneath me. And I was like scooping up my kids, like, come on, I just don't feel safe on this thing anymore because they're all down there, just, I mean, hundreds of them. So, and you can see like the big giant, there's a couple of really big gators that are like 23 feet gators. They're loads of fun here in the Florida.
Yeah. And Eileen, I saw your comment. I agree with you, and we're just not going to give him what he wants, and that's all I want to say to you. That's the only thing I'm saying about that.
Yeah.
My other rant though tonight was how I hate Comcast, but honestly, I don't want to talk about it. Just know that they're jerks. And if you have Comcast, I don't recommend them. When I go into a store and say, I'm paying you this much money, can you stop the automatic payment? And then you still do it anyways, it's a problem for me. Your customer service is horrible. When I went into your store where you're telling me to go into because you're not doing anything over the phone anymore, they were very rude to me and they couldn't help me. So I'm changing my cable service. But that was my other rant for the night. But I think it's time we do the drink of the night because we all need a drink about right now. So let me get that up for you guys. I found a good one this week too for everyone.
I need you to find one where you just open a bottle and pour it straight into the glass.
Oh, I'll find that one for you for sure.
Yeah. Mine is like open bottle, pour down throat. That's my recipe.
Yeah, I like the shots. You pour it in a shot glass, you swing it back, and you're good. And you just do a couple of those, and I mean, call it a night after that. But I like these other ones that I've been finding for everybody.
We start like Stacy's cheap bottle of wine from the liquor store this week.
There you go. That would be a good one.
Oh my God, the chat, you guys are so funny, right? First of all, I didn't hear about the guy who I guess a man snuck into the alligator farm and got stuck there all night and died. That's horrible.
What?
Yeah, I did not hear about that. But then right that I see Snoop saying that she automatically hears Steve Irwin's voice.
Right? I just put that up on screen because I was like thinking the same thing. Oh yeah, that is a crocodile. I can't do. I can try for you guys, but I don't know if I could do a good Steve Irwin impression.
I would probably sound more like I was trying to do a Julie Virgo if I tried. So,
well, I have
the alligator over there.
I have the Australian. I have the Australian guy's voice on my Siri because I like the Australians.
Ooh,
but
me too.
And so I just like his voice better than regular Siri. But side note, if you don't follow Bindi Irwin on all of her socials, please do. She's amazing. Yes. Steve Irwin's daughter and just had a baby. They're so cute.
Aw. Well, so I went with the classic, of course, S on the beach. That's what I'm going to say because I don't want to say the actual word. But I made them, they're slushies, which I feel like I like the frozen drinks and like the popsicles were cool. Everyone kind of seemed to like that. So I figured let's do a classic with a slushie in it. So it's an S on the beach, slushy. And they're using actual peaches, some vodka, the peach schnapps, some orange juice. They're saying 100% orange juice. They kept saying that in this recipe. 2 cups of ice, some cranberry juice, but it's pretty much they froze the peaches first. So they froze the peaches, they put the frozen peaches, the vodka, peach schnapps, orange juice, and ice into a food blender. They blended it on high for a minute until there was no more lumps. And that's where it becomes slush. You can add more ice if you'd like to thicken it up. And pretty much you just pour it in with, pour about 1.5 ounces of cranberry juice into the bottom of 4 glasses, pour in the slush, and there you go. Add a cherry on top. So it's kind of like pouring it all in and then hitting the button. And
Truffle, I'd have to skip the schnapps too, but that's because I had a very bad experience with schnapps as a teenager.
I can only imagine. I mean, I don't do good with vodka normally. Vodka is like, I know if I'm drinking vodka, I might get angry and punch somebody in the face. If I'm drinking Jack Daniels, which is a whiskey, I'm happy drunk. And that's why I don't really drink very often. And I'm a smoker because smoking is just no hangover. You're happy. You still eat and have all of that great stuff. And I feel like I'm funnier when I'm high now.
And so I would probably use ginger ale if I was going to do a non-alcoholic version of a Sex on the Beach slushy like this.
Yeah.
That would be good.
I feel like ginger ale would be the best mix.
I think that would be the best mix, and it gives it that little bit of a spritz to it, I would say.
Yeah. That's a good way to describe it. I think you're right. And I don't drink, but when I did, schnapps was always one of those parties in high school where you had to bump that fence real quick whenever the cops pulled up front. Or the parents. So yeah, I never really liked that one very much. And vodka makes everybody mean, I feel like.
I agree there. It really does. That's why I'm not a big vodka fan. And I don't like the taste. Honestly, I like the whiskey taste or the bourbon. Like, I just like the dark alcohol taste. I don't know. But I don't drink very often anyway, so it doesn't even really matter. But yeah, I will definitely post this to Twitter like I always do for everybody. And of course, put it on Discord for everybody. And this is our beautiful S on the beach. I think it just looks cool too. I like how they did the cranberry first and then put the slush in to make that kind of effect with the color.
Hey, Alicia.
So I will put that on Twitter as soon as this is over. But that is our drink. Topic. We've really had our topic already of the night, which was just jobs and workforce. And I mean, we pretty much covered a topic of the night. I don't think we need another topic of the night.
I ranted enough for all of us.
We all know, but you know what? This is why we have it. So that way we can rant and get it off our chest when we feel like it. And that's why we want to invite people. If anyone wants to come and do their rant, that I would be more than happy. I think there was a rant on Discord. I didn't really see it because I was at work. Let me check.
Yeah, it's the one about the guy that I guess fired a gun, and he's got a warrant out for him now because someone showed up at his house.
Oh, okay.
But I think Tipster covered that too, and I honestly don't know enough about it to really feel like
ranting about. I agree, because I didn't know anything about it until, and when I was reading it, it was kind of like, oh, okay. I'm reading it now.
You read a headline, it's easy to make your decision like, well, of course he needed to defend himself. But then if you read more into the story, and you might find out there's way more to the story. So I want to have time to read up on it before.
I'm going to look into the story, and you know what? Maybe we'll cover it in the recap. Yeah. Who knows?
Shout out to Knight for making us aware of it, but we'll
yes, and posting.
I didn't have time after work to do any research on it.
I literally got, well,
I didn't
Stacy knows.
either.
I called Stacy at 8:12. I'm like, I'm in the car. I'm coming home. I'm only 2 minutes away. Like, because when I applied for the job, I said, Wednesday and Fridays, I need to leave here at 8 o'clock, no matter what. So that was one of my stipulations. But because I want to be here with you guys and have fun and enjoy YouTube, because we don't get paid for YouTube. We do this to have fun, and that is one thing that got me upset. And I'm not going to mention the name because I don't care, but we do this to have fun with all of you guys here in the chat. We do this because we enjoy watching YouTube videos, just like you guys like to watch YouTube videos, and we like to inform you guys, for those that maybe haven't had time or don't hear of a story, and then we just like to talk to you guys, have fun with you guys, interact, and that's why we do this. And I love being with my girls too. I mean, I love talking to Kim and Stacy.
Also, before we forget, we want to give out a huge thank you and a huge shout out to AZ over at Teaspiracy.
Yes!
Because she made us the most amazing little intro that you guys saw at the beginning of our video. Yeah. And she designed us a background. Like, she's really great. Yeah. She's really great.
The new banner that is on our YouTube page, AZ made, so I took the banner though and I made a profile picture from that banner. So that should be up later on tonight for everybody. I can give you guys a sneak peek preview of it because I actually have it up still. So let me just share my screen because it's sitting there. So thank you, AZ, though, because she makes the coolest intro, outro kind of videos. And I always said that. And when she offered just to do it for all the, like, just us helping her with her channel and her just being, like, loving us, I love you even more. So this is the new profile picture for right now. We have a couple other ideas in the works. But for now, let me take the banner and add the couple things that we all like, which is the sunshine, the palm tree, and the flamingo, because I love flamingos. That is one of my favorite animals. Even though I don't want to move to Florida, I love flamingos, and I wish I could have a flamingo as a pet, even though I heard they're really not good pets.
No, they are not good pets at all. Also, birds.
I was going to say, Kim's going to obviously say that it's a bird.
Right? Aren't they like the only bird that doesn't fly besides a penguin, right?
There's other birds like ostriches don't fly.
Oh, yeah.
And emus.
Yeah. I was going to say, if an ostrich or an emu come at me, I'm running with Kim. But other than that.
Flamingo. This is my pet flamingo. He's my TY buddy.
What are puffins?
Puffins are like penguins. They're like penguins.
Puffins are like penguins, but they're a little bit different.
Gilda.
I think that I learned that on the Disney Channel, by the way. The flamingos, I don't think that they're really like menacing as birds, like most birds would be, but they're dirty. Like they're not
really?
Like, they're super dirty.
Well, Gilda is very pretty. So maybe that's
So, you know where I found out that puffins existed was from watching Girls Next Door on E.
Oh.
I've actually seen real life puffins in Maine when I went to Maine, and I thought I was seeing penguins, and my cousin was like, no, they're puffins. They're not penguins, Jackie. I'm like, but just let me think they're a penguin because I love penguins too.
Holly Madison was obsessed with them, so.
Yes. And actually, Holly Madison has a really cool YouTube channel, and I
watch her sometimes because she was doing a makeup video one day.
Yes.
And she pulls out this drugstore powder, and she's like, I just buy it because it's pretty. And I look down at my makeup kit, and that's where that's the same brand I have. And I'm like, I also bought it because the packaging was pretty.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was watching one of her videos the other night. It was, she talked more about the Girls Next Door and behind the scenes kind of stuff because the E thing came out so E's doing like a series about reality television, and her like reality television part came out, and she put out a book too about it. So she talked a little bit more about the behind the scenes of the Girls Next Door and all of that. So I watched that, and then I realized, wow, she has all these cool makeup videos, and she had just gotten back from Disney, so she had these really cool Disney merch on, and I was like, yeah, this is great. Have we been watching them on YouTube, Stacy? Leanne wants to know. I know I watch Holly.
I just watch Holly's channel. I don't know where you can watch Girls Next Door at online. I don't know if you can.
I want to say Hulu, but I'm not sure. I'd have to get back to you on that.
I used to try and look because I wanted to rewatch it, but I figured like maybe they're keeping it off air on purpose.
She said, actually, Holly said that Amazon had it, but she doesn't know if they took it off Amazon. But she did say Amazon had all the Girl Next Door videos. I'm not sure if they're still on because she didn't know if they were still on. Kendra was my favorite. I still love Kendra. I watched all of the Kendra other series that they had and all of that afterwards. But I love Holly too. I mean, I love them all. I love them all.
So they have it, but it's $25 a season to buy it.
Oh, okay. Did y'all hear that crash?
Because I have to say that
let me go see.
My favorite was Bridget. I thought she was just so genuinely nice.
Yeah, Bridget was awesome.
But I feel a lot for Holly after listening to more of her story, because they painted her as like the ultimate mean girl of the three. And really she was like taking the brunt of most of the crap.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I couldn't believe that. And Bridget was actually more of the pickier one than all of them. And I was thinking Holly was more the pickier of all of them. And come to find out, it wasn't. But I mean, I did watch the E! Thing and all of that, the reality TV about them. So I did watch all of that. If I will put the link again in chat if anyone wants to come and join us and rant with us. If not, I want to show you guys something really cool. So my new sister-in-law got me this beautiful makeup mirror with the like zoom on, like the 3x zoom, 2x zoom, and it has a light too. So these are all lights. I was pretty, and it closes up.
Isn't that awesome?
Right? This has been on my Christmas Amazon list for like 3 years. And when she was like, there should be a package at your door, I'm like, okay, I didn't order anything. I was like, oh my God. When I opened the box, and I used it, of course, before I went to work, and I didn't use the light, though. I got to check the light out and see how awesome that is. The only thing I don't like about it is it's on this stand right here, and never mind. It moves. I'm an idiot. I didn't even think to tilt it. I was like, oh, it stays like this, so it's facing down, and you kind of have to go like this. I didn't know you can move it. It moves. So
you had a pretty good birthday then.
Yeah, I got this. And my mom, I have to look for it because she couldn't find it. But it's the hair straightener that is a blow dryer brush. She had it. And when I went down there and for the wedding, I tried it out. And I was like, oh my God, I love this thing. Even though I'm in love with my other straightener that I'm never going to give that up. She was like, well, I couldn't find it for you down here. But if you can find it, I'll Venmo you the money. And you can buy it yourself. And that's my birthday gift. So I have to look for it. And then my grandmother gave me and Jake the money because his birthday is a week before mine. So for our birthday, she bought us this awesome computer desk for my YouTube room. So I'm getting my dream L-shaped desk so I can have, the YouTube computer area here and my craft area right here and all of that good stuff. So I just got to order that from Overstock and then clean up the boxes so I can put the desk in there. So I'm excited. Yeah, I had a pretty good birthday. Gift-wise, I got everything I wanted, even though I didn't ask for anything. So it was very nice.
I'm
I
glad.
went to dinner with my grandmother and Jake on Monday, and that's how I got the job at the restaurant. So maybe it was a good thing that we went there. Thank you, Truffle. Yeah, I'm 34. I can finally say I'm officially 34. I've been saying it now for almost 2 years.
So every year on Preston's birthday, as soon as I wake up, he runs up to me to say, "Hey, did you know I'm married to a younger woman?" And he'll say that almost every day between now and my birthday until we're both the same age again.
Yeah.
He'll go and he'll make that joke at work. He'll be like, "Yeah, well, you guys can say whatever you want about me. I'm married to a younger woman."
Yeah.
And we're not even 2 whole months apart, but he will sit there and say that joke. And he's been doing it since we were probably in our 20s.
Hell yeah, Preston. Hell yeah. And
He thinks he's hilarious.
I want to thank you two because you guys know what I love. And my two best friends right here got me gift cards. And we had Chili's on my birthday. We did have Chili's on my birthday. And you best believe I've been using that Dunkin' card to get my lattes. So I want to thank you two for that too because it means a lot to me. I love you guys. So, I mean, I wouldn't be doing this without you. I hate to say it. I probably wouldn't have made a YouTube channel by myself. So
We love you too. So.
And we can't be with you in person, so gift cards are the best we can do.
Yep. But you know what I like, and it's just amazing that it's like I don't even we've never met in person, but you know everything about me, and that's just an amazing thing what the internet does nowadays. So I love it, and I don't care if I'm a basement dweller because I was, and I met my friends on line because I don't care. I have the two best friends online and I don't care because one day when I do go see them, we're going to have an even more awesome time together and it's going to be the most memorable time ever in our entire life. And that's why I don't care. That was the other thing because I don't care about BX Beast Boy. He's the one that has 4 people in his chat, and when we left, all of us here, his channel went downhill, and I don't care because what he was doing was nonsense. And you want to sit here and make fun of me because I was a basement dweller at one time in my life? Well, guess what? I'm a proud basement dweller that I don't even live in the basement anymore. And the basement was a whole apartment.
So I think we're probably going to have to plan like a 2-week vacation at this point when we go to Florida because we're going to see alligators. We're going to the Psychic Village.
Yes.
We're going to Universal for Halloween Horror Nights.
Yep.
And what else were we doing? There was something else that we were going to go do while we were in Florida.
Well, I'm making a side trip too. So it's going to be like 3 weeks for me because I want to go pick you up, visit Snoop real quick, do some redneck stuff, and then go to Florida.
You have to go to Mississippi before you come down.
Yes.
So there's a lot we can do. I don't know. Oh, where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go somewhere?
Oh, Knuckles, you are one of my best friends too, and so is Snoop. And I'm sorry that.
See, Kim, there is one more thing we were gonna do, but I don't remember what it was.
We wanted to go visit the old people village, but.
Oh, you want to go to the villages?
I just want to see what they look like, not really like hang out there, but I want to see because this might be my retirement plan in 30 more years. Who knows? Like,
it's an interesting place, but all of Florida is so God's waiting room. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
See, Knuckles, I can come visit your butt right now, and because you're an hour away, and I will be there to go hang out with you and do whatever you want to do. So don't even, he's hating right now because I didn't include him in my best friends. Well, you are my best friend, and I'm sorry that I didn't include you. I was thanking my 2 best friends here on my channel with me. You're not.
She likes
here.
us more. That's all there is to it.
I gave you the link. You could be up here with us right now. So why aren't you up here, huh?
Oh, I know what we were going to go do. We were going to go to the ghost tours in St. Augustine.
Yes. Ghost tours and Busch Gardens.
Yes.
That's in Tampa. And so Cooch said that her mom lives in the villages. Cooch, let me just tell you, I love the Villages so much because there's the golf cart path like over. It's like an overpass, but for golf carts. And there
Yes.
you like people, there's golf cart parking in front of all the stores. All the stores look the same. Like people just drive their little golf carts around whenever they want to go shopping.
We'll have to rent a golf cart just to drive around the
It's
golf cart.
hilarious. It's a cute little city. It's not all that little anymore, actually, but and then we can drive through and figure out what the swinger houses are based on the color of the gnomes and the white rocks and the grass.
Someone said to me that flamingos are a sign of swingers as well.
It's flamingos and a pineapple on your, like if you hang a pineapple on your the outside of your house by your front door.
So if I have a flamingo but no pineapple, I'm okay.
You know, I don't
I
know
would have
exactly
some disappointed neighbors
Right?
because I love pineapples and flamingos, so I could actually absolutely see myself decorating with both if I lived in Florida, because I would want the ultimate Florida yard.
Hell
So
yeah.
when you came knocking on my door and I was like, "What?"
Yes,
We'd
I
both
was.
be confused.
You
I'm
were
not
the one.
really sure like what the rules are. I'll have to look it up more. I think it might be like green gnomes specifically. And then like yeah, I don't know. It's there's so many different symbols, and I think they actually have different meanings, like different levels of swingerhood, I guess. I don't know.
I need
See,
to look.
around here, the best you get is the drug dealers will keep their red porch light on.
Oh, that's a good one. See, we get the shoes on the phone lines and stuff. That's where the drug dealers are. They throw their shoes up on the phone lines and they hang down, and those are the drug areas in the city where you can buy anything.
Ours, you just go into their house and sit down, have a conversation,
Yeah.
maybe drink a beer or two, and you're like, I really just wanted to get
You're in the
out of
country.
here.
We're in the city over here. That's a little. They're on every corner over here.
Like,
now.
think Pineapple Express, and that's what it's like. And you're like, I just wanted to get out of here. Like,
if it was like Pineapple Express, though, I mean, he's pretty cool. That's one of my favorite movies. That has to go on the list, the movie list. I think we watched.
did you see Seth Rogen said he wouldn't work with James Franco anymore?
I saw that.
Nice.
And I don't know what James Franco did, so I was like, I'm not sure, but I think it's really bad.
I don't know what he did either, but I was like, I'm not going to decide if I'm mad at Seth Rogen or not yet until I know what he did.
I'm not mad at either of them because I love them both.
I heard a quote where he said something like, I will not be working with him. Here's what I know. I know that I'm very much against this and this. And in the quote, it was like redacted, where it was just words. And I cannot for the life of me figure out what those words are. And so once I figure that out or find someone who knows, then I'll be able to make a statement about it. But I think I'm leaning towards Seth in this one.
Wow, I didn't even realize that. I don't want to have to pick sides.
Oh yeah, New Orleans is wonderful. Words have power. Like it's that's an interesting place. So and not for Mardi Gras, but you have to go there for Southern Decadence. You guys know what that is?
No.
Yes.
I'm not from down south. So I don't know what that is. What is it? Explain to all these that don't know.
It's basically Pride.
Oh, okay. Well, we just call it Pride around here, but okay. Oh, I just read what happened.
Yeah, so he had several allegations of sexual misconduct made against him in 2018, where he was forcing several of his acting students into sexual situations. And the lawsuit on the matter was settled in February.
That makes me so sad. I mean, yeah. Not sad, like it makes me sad for them because I would be that person that would be like, oh my God, James Franco, and...
Well, and it always makes you sad when somebody you like lets you down like that.
Yes, like, there you go. He let me down hardcore.
You know better, James. You know better.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, it's more people using their power. So, but listen, guys, I have to run. It's
I
10.
do too.
So thank you for letting me rant, everyone.
I was
Yeah.
looking forward to your rant because, like I said, you had sent that TikTok earlier, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so mad myself."
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have time to look at it tonight. I didn't have pockets. I couldn't have my cell phone on me, and I don't look at my cell phone anyways, so that's going to be a whole new thing for me not to have my laptop with me 24 hours a day. So
And again, a big thank you to AZ for our new little intro outro song. It's amazing.
yeah.
Um, thanks everyone for coming in and letting us ramble on and whatnot. Y'all have a great night.
And if you're on Discord, I will be on the voice chat if you want to come hang out with me for a little bit. And we'll see you Friday.
Thank you,
Night.
everyone. Have a good night. Be safe.